and welcome to Noona's Noonchi, where I do a deep dive into some of our favorite K-dramas from a mental health perspective. 감사합니다. That means thank you in Korean, I'm sure you know. There's several ways of saying thank you, but that is how Lee Ji-yeon, played by IU, said it to the community that walked her home that night. My Mr. Episode 12, epic change that we see in the main character, played by IU, or one of the main characters. Park Dong-eun was the other main character. Jeong. 감사합니다 is what she said to the neighbors, the community, the folks that walked her home. I'm going to explain. And then she bowed. Now, Ji-yeon, the character played by IU, ain't one to be saying thank you and be gracious and show that warmth. But through the power of Jeong, and in this example of My Mr. Episode 12, this was more about community, the community love and kinship, and the things she was witnessing, the Jeong between the people that she saw, Dong-eun's brothers, Dong-eun's friends. And then, as literally that night, she was already changing because of just the transformation we were witnessing a lot through Dong-eun and the community and her eavesdropping because she wiretapped his phone. That's a whole nother story. But she was already changing even that night, guys. I'm like in awe watching this. Side note, by the way, for the sake of your mental health, from a therapist to you, please watch My Mr. Yes, it's a little bit dark, not even dark, depressing, a little morose. You're like, ugh. And you're kind of questioning some of the things she does, IU's character. But wow, you see her change. I've never seen such beautiful character change, character growth, development. The Jeong, Han, so much in this. But Jeong is really what's led to the culmination of this near change, transformation of this woman in episode 12, where she says, I'm going to say it again, 감사합니다. Thank you. And then she bows. I'm going to say that because I think it's so powerful. Because if you know her, she doesn't say it. Jeong has changed her. The Jeong she's experiencing with her relationship with Park Dong-eun, that's the main relationship, but through his brothers and through his friends. They're looking out for her. They walked her home one night after she was working late, and they walk her all the way up to her door. And then some of Dong-eun's friends are like checking on her. So they're saying, hey, this lock isn't that good. We should get this fixed, or you should get this fixed. Then Dong-eun's older brother says to the neighbor, hey, look out for this girl. If there's weird guys looking around, I want you to look out for her. And she's watching this, and I know she's touched. You see it in her face. Wait, people are looking out for me for the first time. People actually care. This world is different than what I thought. Her worldview is changing through the power of Jeong. And then, this is actually the final thing I want to share. The bar owner, that spunky girl that we love, Jeannie, I believe is her name, she says to her with this beautiful smile, very sincere, looks her in the eyes and said, hey, this is my restaurant. It's called Jeannie. Come by sometime. Do you think this girl has ever, Ji-yeon, played by IU, has ever gotten that? Come by? Just like Park Dong-eun actually invited her in that first episode to lunch, that changed her life. This girl saying, come visit sometime, come see my restaurant. And that is actually the culmination of her saying, as they turn to leave and say goodnight, and making sure she's good. And then she says, 감사합니다. You actually see that transformation in her face, like all these things that she's thinking, that she's so touched, and then she actually bows. And the bowing is a show of respect, right? Again, this girl IU, she really doesn't care much. She could care less. And earlier in episodes, she would say things to older colleagues like, whatever, screw you, and that's in her attitude. But not at that moment. How has Jeong changed you? I guarantee it has changed you. Look at me, I'm like this. Because I have so much good things to say about My Mr. I felt myself transforming. I felt the Jeong. And this concept of community and kinship and people you don't even really know. She got to know them through eavesdropping, Park Dong-eun's phone, so she kind of knows them, but she got to experience it firsthand, and that's what changes her. When someone shows you such compassion, warmth, other descriptions of Jeong, I want to think of new descriptions each week, y'all, but there's so much to say about the Jeong, but that's what transforms her, the attachment she feels from that one walk home, and you see that differently, and the attachment she has later as she gets to know them. In the last 4 episodes, it's just so crucial and critical, the Jeong that she experiences to change her life. My Mister, so good for your mental health. I highly recommend it. In fact, I feel like it is a must watch for the sake of your mental health, because if you're like Jeong, discouraged by the world, really feeling hopeless, you don't have any trust in anybody, distrust, distaste, disgust, that's what we were seeing in her. That's why she was doing some of the things she was doing. Not going to really go into that, but 감사합니다. And then this, the power of Jeong. It can be transformational, so meaningful. And so I want you to look at that today. That's your homework, guys. Look at that episode, first half, episode 12, and watch her. Just watch her expression. Great acting. But I also felt like it was so real, because I know I've experienced that, and perhaps you have. And don't underestimate the effect you have on somebody else in that transformational time. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button so you're notified of new episodes to come each week.